it's a rendezvous. Me and you, we can ride the wave, make this an endless summer. We can take our time and get to know each other. All across the world, I'll go there with you.
What's up, guys? It's me, CJ the DJ, back at it again. This time I am doing a travel essentials video. I've gotten so many requests for this video and I travel so much for work, so I figured it'd be the perfect video for me to make. And a huge thanks to Audible for sponsoring this video. Audible is one of my favorite apps and definitely one of my travel essentials. I listen to all of my audiobooks in the app and I have them all there so that I can listen to so many different things while I'm traveling without having to carry a bunch of extra baggage. That's one of my #1 travel essentials. Honestly, it's a lifesaver and it's great for long flights, when I'm on the way to the airport, when I'm traveling. It is one of my most used apps on my phone. You can get your first audiobook for free by going to www.audible.com/Chantel Jeffries or by texting Chantel Jeffries to 500-500. With this, you get 1 audiobook as well as 2 Audible originals. Originals are exclusive audio titles created by celebrated storytellers from different worlds as diverse as theater, literature, and journalism, so make sure you check it out. Again, go to www.audible.com/Chantel Jeffries or text Chantel Jeffries to 500-500. So personally on my Audible, I have so many different titles. I have self-help, I have languages, which is really useful for when I'm traveling. If I'm going to a country where they speak French, I'll listen to my French lessons on the plane all the way while I get there. Spanish, same thing. So it really helps you to become a better person. At least for me, I'm like, when I'm on my phone all the time, I like to feel like I'm learning something and I really want to feel like I'm making progress towards being a better person. So Audible really does help me do this a lot. I've read 20 different amazing titles on there. I will share some of them with you from my app. As you can see here, I have all my different titles of all my audiobooks that I'm currently reading. I have my French lessons. I have a few of my favorite books that I've been reading. I really like Robert Greene, so I have all of his titles in here. I have Aliens 3, which is an Audible original that I've really been enjoying because if you know me, you know that I like sci-fi and anything to do with space and all of that type of stuff. So I've been reading that as well. I have a lot of titles here. I'll put literally all of the ones that I've been reading in the description so that you can check them out. That's my #1 travel essential. So let's get into the rest. All right, so as you guys may know, I take so many flights. I travel so much. I usually will do, depending on the week, sometimes 5 flights in a week, sometimes 3. It just depends how many cities I'm going to, where I have shows and stuff like that. So I like to pack light and I pretty much all of the time bring a carry-on. I don't check a bag unless I'm going on a really long extended trip, but for the most part, I generally just bring a carry-on rolling suitcase and I will bring this bag or a bag of this size where I put all of my stuff I need on the plane. So let's get started. #1, the most essential thing to a DJ, my laptop. I have 4 different MacBooks, but this one I bring on the road because it's an Air. It's really easy to carry around, as well as it has all the USB ports because my newer computers don't have those. So this one is just compact, light, easy. I have all my music in here, as well as Ableton and all the programs I need to work on production while I'm on the road. If I have time, I do that. So I have this computer here. I also have a pair of headphones. I always bring at least 2 to 3 pairs of headphones. These ones I have on the plane because it has the cord so you can watch movies. Also, these ones are good for DJing. I also just have some in-ear earphones. These ones are the Louis Vuitton ones. I like these for the airplane because they block out all the sound, which there's that buzzing sound on the plane, which is really hard to sleep through. And if there's like babies crying or things like that, these ones block out the sound way better because of the design. They don't have a microphone, so they're not useful for everyday use for me, at least when I'm running around, because I'll answer phone calls and this and that. So these ones, the design is just kind of like the in-ear, and so they cancel a lot of the sound. They're not noise canceling, but they do help block out most of the noise. One travel mistake that I have learned is, well, I'll have these in my ears because I can't sleep with the on-ears when I'm laying down. When I have those in my ears, sometimes if I move too much, one of them will fall out, and it's fallen into the sea a few times where I've had to get it taken apart. So just make sure that you're careful if you fall asleep with something like this in your ear. I think it's mostly because my ears are small inside, so they don't fit like super well, they kind of fall out. Next thing, I always bring face masks. I'll bring an assortment of them. I like to do them on the plane. I love the little masks that have the animal face because it's really fun to watch people when they walk past me and be like, what's her deal? Anyways, so I always bring face masks because your skin gets really dried out on the plane, and I kind of just like to keep it as moisturized as possible, which is also why I have these little Evian water sprays. I bring these with me so I can keep my skin hydrated when I'm on the flight, and when I'm getting off, they make me feel refreshed when I spray it, when I just wake up and stuff like that. So I always bring those. Another thing I use to help me keep hydrated while traveling is I always bring these little water flavors. They have 0 calories, no sugar. When I'm on my way to the airport, I always take a water bottle, fill it with this, make it my goal to drink the whole thing before I get to the airport so that I can get hydrated and prepared for the flight, and then I can have time to be able to use the restroom before I go onto the plane so that I can like go to sleep or work on whatever I'm doing. So that's that. Keeping up with staying hydrated. I always make sure that I have my lip balm because your lips will get really dried out on the plane. It's not rocket science, but sometimes we forget. This one is the Palmer's Cocoa Butter Formula. I've been using this for literally ever. I need some right now. So this is one of my travel essentials for sure. Yeah, I always bring like 4 with me because if I lose one, I'm SOL and we don't want that. I really have been loving these toothpicks. These are all natural mint tea tree. They give your mouth a really fresh feeling. I kind of just like to chew on them as well. And I bring them so that I can always feel fresh and whatever without necessarily having to chew gum, which I also bring that helps with the ears popping. I really love these toothpicks, so I always bring these when I'm traveling. This is a travel essential, a pen. Especially when you're traveling internationally, they always give you little forms, and most people forget to bring a pen, and then everyone's kind of like asking the flight attendants, do you have a pen? They never have enough pens. So I always travel with a pen no matter what. Next we have, this is a little vitamin holder. So I just have my vitamins divided up for my days. I have each ones that I need to take just in here so that I can remember to take my vitamins on the road without having to bring a bunch of bottles with me. I always bring tissues on the plane. Pretty self-explanatory, but I feel like these are essential for me. These are water pills. They are made with potassium. Potassium helps you reduce bloating while you're traveling because when you're on an airplane, your body's out of homeostasis, so it holds on to all the water, which causes bloating. So when I'm traveling a lot to keep myself from being bloated every day I'm on a plane, I'll take those once I get off the plane just to kind of help with relieve the bloating and stuff like that. So I always bring those with me. Next, I just have my wallet in here. It's really important to carry cash when you travel, just in case. So I always make sure I have cash in here. I'll have like assortment of like ones for tipping and things like that, and then I'll just have like bigger bills. I also travel with an Amex because when you're traveling out of the country, it's really beneficial because they're very good with any fraud charges, as well as you never have to worry about your card not working when you're traveling. Also with that, I have a platinum card, so you get access to like the Delta Lounge and all this other stuff, which is great for traveling. Also in here I have my passport, which I bring everywhere. It's actually full now, so it's time to get a new one. It's literally full. Literally. All the pages are. I always bring my passport even if I'm not traveling international, just because you never know what might happen. You never know if you might end up going somewhere else, so I always bring it. I also have in here my American Airlines little cards for the lounge and just my platinum card for that. I always bring Advil just in case I get any headaches or anything like that when I'm traveling. I have gum to help with your ears popping, etc. I have here my portable charger. This is a Mophie. It has this little cord. I lost the piece that has the iPhone part, but this way, if you forget a cord you can just charge with this, but I also do obviously bring a charger. This, I have of course my charger, and I'll usually bring an international adapter, which I have, but I just moved, so I haven't unpacked it yet. I'm not exactly sure what it is. I also have my computer charger. I also bring a little brush, especially if I have my wig on, because let me tell you, when I'm sleeping, it gets all tangled, so that I need to brush it before I get off the plane looking crazy. So that, and then I'll always bring hair ties or hair clip. Eye drops for if I'm sleeping or my eyes get really dry on the plane. I have that. I also have allergy medicine. I also have laxatives in there because when you travel sometimes it messes up your digestive system. So I have like these natural ones in there as well. Just throw them in there. Next we have hand sanitizer. This is just my favorite scent of all time. It's Vanilla Bean Noel. This is from Bath & Body Works. I use this lotion and it literally smells so good. So I have that in here as well, just to, I'm not a germaphobe or anything, but you know, it's just good to have. I also have these little travel makeup wipes. These ones are from Sephora. This is the coconut water. I really like these. I use these. I have like the big packs too, but I bring these on the plane so that if I'm wearing makeup, then I can just take it off and put a face mask on and go to sleep and not sleep in my makeup on the plane. Because I do take a lot of long flights and I'll get the lay down seat and I will fully sleep the entire time. So I want to make sure that I take my makeup off, so I bring those. I have my little YSL, this is my little perfume mini travel bottle. I have that in there. I have an eye mask, which is definitely one of my essentials. They give them out on the plane sometimes, but these one, I literally have 100 of them. I collect them from the planes. This is really important. I put this on literally as soon as I sit on the plane, and I usually sleep most of my long flights. Like I'll sleep first and then I'll wake up and then I'll like listen to Audible, just look on my phone if there's Wi-Fi. By the way, on Audible, you download your audiobooks, so you don't have to worry about if there's Wi-Fi or not, because you can listen to them either way, which is great because a lot of the times on flights, they won't have Wi-Fi or it's very spotty. It will go in and out, and if you're flying international, it cuts out when you leave the US, so it's great to have the audiobooks on my phone so I can just listen to those. I just have a little concealer, beauty blender, just in case I'm getting off the plane, I'm gonna go straight to do something and I look crazy because I was sleeping. I'll just like dab a little of that on. We have some sunglasses because I'll be looking crazy in the airport, so I'll just throw these on. Hide myself from everyone. And like more face masks. I always literally have so many. Mophie charging cord. This is a micro USB. I always bring one of these because so many different things can charge on them, so I have that. Another travel essential. This is my little mini sewing kit. It has little tiny scissors that are like this big, which are so useful. You can bring them on the plane if they're under a certain length, but these ones are literally this big and they're rounded at the edge. They're used to help with sewing, but there's like safety pins, needles, buttons, tweezers in here. This is a lifesaver. You never, ow, I literally just stabbed myself. You never realize how much you need little scissors until you need them. So there's been so many times where like I forgot my phone charger, I'll buy one, then I can't open the package, then I'm like, oh, I have my little scissors, I can cut it, whatever it is. They'll give like little pouches on the plane I can't open and cut it, things like that. So I have a teeny little hand lotion because again, your skin gets really dry on the plane, so have that. All right, this is my keychain full of travel essentials. I have this here so that I can adapt and plug in my headphones into my phone. If I'm like watching a movie and switching to using my phone, I have this here. This is attached by this little thing. I don't know what it's called, but this is so useful and I have two of them. I usually have my headphone adapter here so that I can plug into DJ. It's actually attached to my headphones right now, so, but I have these two things on here. These are very useful for the dongle holder. I also have USB with a bunch of music just in case of anything. So I have this with a bunch of music just in case. I'll plug in. Sometimes we just go to random parties. I was in Montreal last weekend for a show and I just brought my USBs on my keychain always. I go to this underground party and they're like, oh, you want a DJ, you want to plug in and just like play some songs with the DJ that's playing? I'm like, yeah, for sure. It's always useful to have one of these. This is a USB to USB-C adapter. I use this whenever I'm using my newer MacBooks that have only USB, so that's useful for this. And then just keys. Another travel essential, earplugs. These are so essential on the plane. Sometimes if you want to sleep but you don't want to listen to music, I put these in my ears, I'll put the eye mask on, and I will knock out and like get a bunch of rest. So super useful to bring. I actually have earplugs for DJing, which have a filter and they're molded to my ear. I have those as well, but I usually just have them in my suitcase. So I'll just grab these. They give them out on the plane a lot of times, so I'll just keep a few pairs in my purse in case of anything. And my other travel essential on top of everything else, this is just a zip-up hoodie. I always like to wear zip-up hoodies when I travel because sometimes at the TSA they want you to take it off and I don't want to mess with my hair, and like taking off a hoodie rather than just unzipping it is way harder. So that's one of the things I learned. I just like zip-up hoodies when I'm traveling. So I always bring a zip-up hoodie, and yeah, that's pretty much it. In my suitcase I'll have the usuals, just like clothes, shoes, makeup, toiletries, so all that in there. And yeah, then my camera, which I'm talking to you on, so you already know. Yeah, those are all of the things that I bring with me on every single trip. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video and maybe you got some travel essential tips from it. You can get 1 free audiobook and 2 Audible originals by going to www.audible.com/Chantel Jeffries or by texting Chantel Jeffries to 500-500. I love you all so much. All the things are in the description. My audiobook list is down there as well as a list of all these products. And I hope you enjoyed this video. Don't forget to stream my new song, Taste the Summer. You can watch the video here if you haven't seen it already. And like and subscribe, all that. Love you all so much. CJ out.
We can take our time and get to know each other.